So welcome to St Mary's everyone. I've come out for a day trip to the Isles of Scilly today. I've only got about 3 or 4 hours here, so I can't venture off too far from the main town where the boat is. The idea was to go and explore a lighthouse on the Headland, which is just a bit further around, but I've just stopped off here first. There's another lighthouse on the other island, I think it's St Agnes, and I'm going to try and photograph it. It is quite a long way off. I have stuck on my 250mm lens, but even so it's still, I could do a bit more reach ideally, but I'm going to take the photo anyway. I've stuck on the 10-stop filter and I'm at f16 and it's giving me an exposure time of 20 seconds. So I'm going to grab this one first and I'm going to head off to the lighthouse. So I made it up to the headland. You can see the lighthouse there in the distance. I quite like it. It's quite a bare bone structure, this one, but it's got quite a lot of character to it. So the plan is just to have a good walk around, see if I can find the best compositions, get a few different shots. I quite like the scene here actually, with the rocks sort of leading you up, the stack of rocks there to the left, and then the lighthouse which will be sitting in the top third. Should make quite a nice composition. Not sure if I'm going to use filters or 10-stop yet. I'm probably going to figure that one out. I'm going to have a little play around, see what I can come up with. But yeah, I made it out here, really pleased. See what we can get. So I've shot 2 shots here. The first one I used the red filter, and I also stuck on a 2-stop graduated filter just to try and bring down that sky a little bit. And that gave me an exposure time of 130 for a second at f11. And for the second shot, I've gone back to the old combination of the red filter with the 10-stop neutral density filter. And the exposure time on that one is 1 minute, and that's f11 again. So that's the first 2 images. I'm going to have a little wander around now and see if I can find some more. The light's not too bad, it keeps sort of coming and going. It's a bit diffused, which is probably not a bad thing at the moment because it's midday sun. I'm only here for 3 or 4 hours, and unfortunately the only time I can be here is from 11 till 3, so it's quite harsh light. But I'm just going to make do the best I can with what I've got really. Have a wander around and hopefully get some nice images anyway. So I've just switched the film back, so I'm going to have a go with colour here. I've got Portra 400 loaded, and just fancy to see what it looks like in colour. A couple of shots, settings wise, f11, 1/125th of a second. And I'm just using a 2-stop graduated filter just to bring down the sky a touch. It'll be interesting to see how the colour versions come out. So grab these and I'm going to have a wander around the other side of the lighthouse. So I'm up at the lighthouse now. I'm going to get a couple of tight crops in, just focusing on the top half of the lighthouse section with the sky in the background. Using Ilford Delta 100, and I'm going to stick a red filter on for the first shot. It is clouding over a bit now. There is still a bit of blue there, so I'm hoping that will darken down against the white lighthouse, make a nice contrasty image. And then after that I'm going to try one with a 10-stop. Quite a lot of cloud there, so it could end up with just a white mess, but I'm going to try it anyway. It's unfortunate because it's really clouding over. So I think I'm going to set up the tripod here. I quite like this composition with the rocks then leading you down to the lighthouse. It's just unfortunate, it's gone very overcast, very poor light now. It's going to be quite flat. But I'm just going to have to work with what I've got really. It's going to be a bit tricky to get a decent shot out of it, I think. I'm going to set it up and anyway, see what it looks like through the viewfinder. Yeah, set it up, have a look, and then let's assess the situation and see if it's worth taking a shot. So I decided to switch films to Ilford Delta 3200 as the conditions were so dark and gloomy. I thought this might help a bit.